right, it is time for Currently Reading Challenge TBR week number 3. Hey everyone, it is Shannon, and I'm super excited to be here today and to share with you this video. This is going to be me picking my works, my titles, my whatever. Oh my gosh, picking my TBR. Let's just go with that. Picking my TBR for my 3rd week of working on my Currently Reading. I have my picks here. I have my possibilities here. I have a jar for fiction and a jar for nonfiction. Each week I pick 3 fiction and 2 nonfiction, and that is what I focus on for the week. The goal is to read 75 pages a day, 5 days out of the week, for a grand total of 375 pages a week. I'm doing this because my Currently Reading has been very high all throughout this year. I think it's been over 30 throughout this entire year, which is a really long period of time. So I'm taking some time to attend to that and hopefully reduce that. My goal is, and my focus is on pages as opposed to titles, but you know, if I see that finish line in sight, my eyes, they go to it. So we'll see if there is a potential finish. I hope I didn't jinx myself, but you know, all the pages count in the end, so I am looking forward to whatever may come. I have actually looked at my Currently Reading often to see if there's anything I can take off the list, and I feel committed to the titles that are there, so I should technically be happy no matter what I pick. I really feel like I'm jinxing myself. Okay, so as this works, 3 fiction, 2 nonfiction, and we always start with fiction. So let's see what it will be. Oh, that one's really being persistent, so let's go with that one. Let's see, what will it be? What will it be? Ooh! Polar Vortex. I'm excited about this. Here we go. So this is Polar Vortex. This is by Shanimoto. This is a Canadian fiction work. It is a Giller Prize finalist. There was a read-along. It was a book club pick. The Giller is doing a book club this year, and they pick a title, and I started reading it for that and didn't finish it in time. That is a huge theme for so many of the works I'm currently reading, is that I picked them for a read-along, or I started them during a readathon, I didn't finish it in time, and I just went on to other things. So that's what happened with this one. The conversation with the author is available on YouTube. If I ever finish this book, I will watch it. And actually, I only have 117 pages left of this one, and I remember that I left off at a really interesting part they were really leading up to this moment in the book, and I'm really looking forward to it, actually. And 117, that might be possible. Yeah, I'm in the 3rd. There's 4 sections, and I am just about to start the 3rd, so I'm excited. This is one of the ones that came up in May, when I did it in the Currently Reading Challenge in May. Oh, I'm actually quite excited about this one. Okay, so Polar Vortex is the first pick. Let's see what our first nonfiction pick is for this week. I'm feeling like that. Just too close to the edge. Too close to the edge. Okay, first nonfiction pick. Oh, 3 fell out. They all go back. No, that's too many. Let's go. Oh, no, that's 2. Oh. Should I maybe I'll do. Okay. No compliance. Okay, it's 2. I'll put the second one back. That took a lot. 1 game at a time. This is Canadiana week. Okay, so this came up in week 1? Week 0? I'm not sure. Okay, 1 game at a time. My journey from small town Alberta to hockey's biggest stage by Hadaranian Singh. I still have to see if I am saying his name correctly. And he is the host of Hockey Night in Canada in Punjabi. I loved reading this when I read it earlier in this round. It wasn't last week, so it must have been week 1 or week 0. I have 129 pages of this. I am very much looking forward to it. It's gotten colder out. It's feeling more hockey-like. Actually, I don't even watch hockey, but this has been a wonderful memoir so far, so I am looking forward to getting back to it. Oh, this is looking... Wow, 2 Canadian picks. Wow, who would have thought? All right, next fiction pick. Let's shake it up. I feel like a magician. Except for I don't have a plan. Oh, should we go with that one? Let's go with that one. It spoke, so let's listen. Oh, The Beach, another repeat. Okay, so The Beach by Alex Garland. This is a thriller. I actually got this 2 weeks in a row, week 0 and week 1. So I don't know, that looks like a third. What am I at? I have 287 pages. Oh, Shannon, that is not the best writing. That could be a 2 or a 3. I think it's 287. I'm on page 151 out of 420, 430. So 150 to 250, 350, but not 450. So 287. So 287, that's a lot of pages. So, yeah. So this one I have enjoyed it more than expected, but I keep on, there's a sense of trepidation I have about it. So I like reading it, but I'm also like a little nervous. So I don't read a lot of thrillers. So it's been an interesting experience. And so far I have enjoyed it more than I thought, but I don't know where it's going to go. So, which I guess is good for a thriller type. I don't know if it's technically a thriller. It feels thriller to me. Okay, our second and final nonfiction. There's less nonfiction, it feels. Okay, and sometimes they just speak to you. So it's this one. It's really long. What is oh gosh, I have a feeling I know what it is. No, okay, the Player's Handbook to Dungeons and Dragons version 3.5. Okay, so that's a bit of a slower read. So that's it, the Player's Handbook to Dungeons and Dragons 3.5. I actually haven't gamed for so long that it feels a bit like I started reading this, I think, when I started the current campaign that I'm playing, but we haven't played for over a year. But anyway, so I have 284 pages left of this one. I mean, I'll be lucky if I get through 15, maybe. Like, that's a high estimate, but that's okay. Last week I had Outline Alphabets, which is a slower nonfiction read. And so this one, I think I left off in the middle of the talking about the different classes. I think Warrior might be next. And it's also one of those situations where I don't know, like, as my character, I don't want to know too much about things, but I haven't got to the place where I thought, I don't want to read, like, I actually don't even know what's all in the book. Like, if it has, like, all of the stats for all the monsters or something like that, I certainly don't want to read all of that. But I do like game mechanics, and I like the math, and I like that kind of stuff. So, and I like the figuring out the world a bit, but I don't want my person, like me, I don't want to understand the world more than my character would. So, but I'm not there yet. So anyway, that'll be interesting. I haven't actually picked this up in quite some time, and it is like I don't even think you're supposed to necessarily read it from start to finish. So anyway, it's more of a reference guide, but I'm enjoying it. I like reading reference guides. If I did any kind of writing, I would totally be a technical writer, which I know lots of people feel like is not super exciting, but I love clarity, and I think that that's just something wonderful about that, and that's what that's for. It's for understanding. Anyway, before I go on a tangent, let's get to the fifth and final pick from the jars. Which will it be? I guess it won't be that one. The Born Identity. Okay, so I had this one last week, so here we go. The Born Identity. So this is another thriller. Oh man, I almost want to pick something else because I don't want to have two thrillers at the same time. I have never done that. I have never done that, but I don't read two genres of the same genre at the same time. I am stumped. I feel like I want to pick something else, because I feel like these will compete with each other. I could pick one to read in the day and one to read at night. Like one to read in the early evening and the late evening. Wow, I have never had this happen before. I've always just been super excited. But I don't know. Or I could just not read a lot of one of them. That's another option. With this challenge, one of the things I try and do is not let the blocks I put in front of myself stop me from being able to attain my goals. So I'm going to stick with it and see if I can figure out a way to read both of these at the same time. It might be different times of day, it might be alternating days, it might be like choosing one over the other. I always try and read a little bit of all of the books on the days in which I'm reading. So maybe I will alternate. I'm not liking that, but I'm going to stick with it because I am a stick with it kind of person. Okay, so let's look at and also because most of yeah, I'm going to stick with it. Okay, so let's look at the page count. So for Born Identity, I have 391 pages left, so let's say 400. Oh, well, and then Polar Vortex is 117, so that's 500 sorted together. The Beach, whoops, the Beach is 287, so 500, 600, 700, 800-ish. 900, because there's about 100 left of that. And then this is another 300, so 1200-ish. It's a little less than that. I think it's more like 1150. So that is a really strange array, as it always is, because I always pick a really weird. Do I pick weird things to read? I don't know. It's interesting to see the commonalities. This week I have 2 thrillers, and then I also have 2 Canadian works. So this one and One Game at a Time are both Canadian, and then I have another sort of more referencey nonfiction, which I've had every week so far. So, or at least for like the last 3 weeks. I don't remember the dress rehearsal week if I had a referencey one. So anyway, I will figure out a way to make it work. And even though I'm a little less enthused, but it's okay. It's okay. Problems are there to be solved. And so let's look at the other titles that I will be reading this week. One of the other ones, just not, and then I think of okay, so I'm also starting my buddy read with Izzy and Kay Kelly, and Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books is also reading this, and we are all reading Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. This is the second work in the Arc of Scythe series. The live show is on Izzy's channel, and it will be the second Tuesday in November. So November 9th, it'll be a little bit later. I'll put the information down below. So this is a YA dystopic thriller title, and I was the odd person out. I did not quite enjoy Scythe very much, but I have shifted my perspective in terms of what my expectations are, so I'm wondering if that will help in terms of enjoying this one, or in understanding relating to it, or taking something from it. Even from the title, I have a sense of where this one might go, and I think it might be a little bit more interesting to me. So this is a longer work. It's 500 pages, so I think my aim is like 50 pages a week, or it's in 6 parts, so either 2 parts, or I figured out the chapters, but I don't have them here. So I'm reading this a bit slower because it's a longer work. I don't tend to read longer works, 600 pages, 400 pages. I don't tend to finish longer works, but I'm making a plan. So anyway, I'm going to be reading this over 3 weeks, and that's one of the reads for the week. I'm also continuing to read Night Embrace by Sherilyn Kenyon. This is my buddy read with Anita. We are very close, I think, to the end, so we should be finishing that up soon. And then I think I'm adding this week, I was gonna add this, but I feel like tonally I already have some pretty dark stuff. Maybe I won't do that. Okay, I'm definitely gonna read Stick and Stone. This is not dark. My hold came in for this one. It's a kid's book, so I'm definitely gonna read that. I think I need something a bit lighter, given this is all pretty heavy. I am not sure what I'm gonna read. This is my pile of possibilities, and I'm not sure what to do. I started saying what I was going to read, and then I didn't finish. What I was thinking about adding this week, because it's going to expire from Hoopla, but I can always borrow it again, is Monstrous Volume 6. But I think this, with Thunderhead, with The Beach, with the Born Identity, is a little too much for me. So this is one of my last in series titles that I was hoping for. I did create a last in series board. Let's see if there's something on there that would be short-ish and work with all of this. Let's go with this one. Yeah, let's go with this. Fence Volume 4, Rivals. So Fence is a graphic novel about fencing, and it has, and this, I'm reading, wow, that coloring is just not, I can't quite get it to change. Oh, we're just going to work with it. Can I do something else to compensate? Okay, so this is a graphic novel about fencing, a boarding school for fencers. Is that the right term? I think it's a YA title. It's LGBTQIA plus. And I read the first 3 volumes, and then the 4th one is now available on Scribd. So I will read that. So that will either catch me up with the series or finish off the series. And I think that will be a nice sort of lighter read to even things out this week. So I'm going to go with that one. Yeah, this is a bit of a weirder combination of things. Not necessarily bad. It just, I don't know. Well, anyway, I have lots to read. That's always good. Lots of options. That's always good. And I am curious, and plus my buddy reads, so I definitely will have lots of choice. And I think I might even have, even though I don't necessarily like to predict, but I think I might have some possibilities for potential finishes. Maybe, I don't know, 118 pages, 17 pages of Canadian is a little much, but one game at a time. 129 pages, that's a possibility. I do like to keep my eye out for something I can finish, but I will be happy if I get to my page count, but we'll see how the week goes. Okay, let me know your thoughts. Let me know, can you read 2 books of the same genre at the same time? I do struggle with that. I really do. So any tips for that, I would love to hear. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with my progress on how week 2 went. And yeah, you can have that to look forward to. Okay, thank you so much for watching.